It's a bear. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I hope not, though, man. I was hoping for some higher prices today, but let's see. The coin is just for fun, and see if it's right tomorrow. Good evening, and what's up, folks? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Got a completely different camera up right now, the John Pennekamp State Park, which is out obviously in the South Florida area, in the northern part of the Florida Keys. Very cool place. Again, I don't think they allow fishing or anything like that here. Primarily diving. Not much to see. This kind of angle moved around a little bit here, but just watch the seagrass gently swaying. It's kind of calming, isn't it? Saw a few big barracudas out there a little bit. Was hoping they'd still be around, but they're not. No less. Pretty cool cam. I've been running it the last few nights. And why do I do this? Well, because I'm in South Florida. I'm a South Florida guy. I love this. Oh, there's a little colorful fella. Love this state here. Love the most of the people in it. And our environment down here is just absolutely wonderful, especially the ocean. You know, obviously we're surrounded by ocean. That's why I kind of share these things. And I'm an ocean guy too as well. Like fishing, like diving, like snorkeling. All that good stuff. Well, let's get into today's video, which unfortunately is not about fishing, diving, and all that good stuff to do with water. But there's plenty of videos out there you can watch by experts that talk about that stuff. We're going to talk about gold and silver, something that I know pretty well, particularly the physical markets and buying and selling gold and silver bars and those type of products. And my opinion on certain things and and my suggestions on what best products to buy out there. I got an interesting video tonight. Saw a couple other YouTube videos that I want to kind of discuss here. And before I do that, I want to bring up this quote, which is, "Profit is not a dirty word." Some people kind of feel that, you know, well, I mean, it's not a dirty word if it's not obscene profits. And what are obscene profits? I mean, or illicit profits. That's a better word to use. Profits that are derived from manipulation, profits that are derived from theft, profits that are derived from you know, that kind of thing. Those are dirty words. I mean, the profit's not a dirty word, but how it's derived is dirty. But just making a profit on anything out there, again, it's not a dirty word. You'd be surprised at how many people would begrudge someone for making a small profit on things. And again, not going to dwell on that because it touches into a little subject. We're going to talk about a YouTube video here a little bit, and I'll get to that in a bit here. Anyways, let's take a look at today's spot prices, $17.94, and I'm going to just do a quick refresh on there, see where we're at currently. Okay, the market is open, aftermarket's open, $17.95.14. We're nearing that $1,800 level. Silver just kind of languishing in this mid-20 level so far. But which is fine. We haven't seen it drop below the $20 level. So far, the Crooked Comics commercial shorts haven't monkey hammered the price down. Ted Butler says that they're actually, you know, this is the smallest concentrated short, not concentrated, but the smallest amount of short positions owned by the big commercials in 8 years. He believes they're kind of letting go of their short positions, and maybe we'll see an end to this constant dump and flush action that we've seen with silver for 40 frickin' years. Now pump it up $5, dump it down $5 over time. And again, it has nothing to do with hedging. It has nothing to do with you know, silver, physical silver stockpiles or anything like that. This is just pure crooked manipulation on the Crimex markets, and it's also happened in the LBMA markets and also other markets all over. But again, just a topic I'm so tired of talking about. And anyways, if you want to hear more about that, listen to the last 200 videos I've done. So, platinum, $936.91, holding on to this $900 level. I don't talk about palladium anymore. No sense in talking about palladium. I'm sure it's a great metal. I mean, it seems to be all over the place. And maybe that doesn't make a great metal, but there's nothing wrong with palladium. We just sell so little of it. Me personally, I don't think I really own much of it at all myself. Let me know what you own in palladium out there. I kind of be curious of the ratio of my listeners out there in the comments section. Do you own any palladium, and how much do you own compared to gold and silver on a ratio basis? Well, let's get into what we do talk about, which is gold, silver, and platinum. These levels to me are still wonderful. Anything sub 2000s in gold, I think, is cheap. Especially if you're a younger person and you're putting this stuff away for long-term wealth preservation. Even us middle-aged folks and the folks that are a little bit older, gold and silver and platinum are a good place to be. And as far as, if you're in your senior years, which, senior years 7, I'm calling anyone older than me senior now, 70, and 80 and 90 years old, if your money's working for you and it's been in a good place and you've not lost any money and it hasn't gone backwards, then just keep doing what you're doing. But as far as owning gold and silver when you're and platinum when you're in your elderly years as wealth preservation, I still think it's a good thing to do, because the last thing you want to do when you're 70, 80 years old is wake up and see that your pension's gone. They can't afford to pay it. Your Social Security's gone. And I'm not trying to be a fear monger here, but there's always a possibility that could happen. So it is good to own gold and silver and platinum, no matter how old you are. And if you're 70 and 80 years old and you recently bought in silver at $30 an ounce, you bought in gold at $2,000 an ounce and platinum at $1,200 an ounce, and you're like, oh my gosh, I bought this and I'm 70 and 80 and I bought it at this high price. What did I do? In my opinion, relax. Really, again, it's all about wealth preservation. And the loss of or the down that you've seen in that price, if you're going to live for a little while longer, and I think we all hope to live for a little while, you'll get that back. And one thing that you will not, unlike your pension fund, unlike your pension, unlike Social Security, unlike even bank accounts and other things, your stock and bond account, your 401k. You could wake up and it's just gone or hardly there. With gold and silver and platinum with a 5,000-year track record, you're not going to have to worry about that. And that's the plus when it comes to preservation of wealth, especially in your senior years, preserving what you have, making sure you don't wake up to zero, which is always a possibility, and you younger folks, anything you buy at these levels, anything you buy at sub 2,000, anything you buy at sub $30, $40, $50 an ounce, anything that you buy at sub $2,000 an ounce platinum. I know I'm throwing that shit out there. These are my opinions. I'm not afraid to say that I think these metal prices are way too low. But you young folks, anything you buy sub these levels, you won't regret it one day. Again, hopefully you'll get old. Hopefully you won't be the small statistic of young folks or people that don't make it into your 40s, 50s, and 60s. The unfortunate group that, anyways. Hate to talk about people that passed at young age, because I know so many of them, so do a lot of you folks out there. So let's kind of move along from that topic and talk about wealth preservation, which I just did. This is the beauty of gold, silver, and platinum, folks, is wealth preservation. Investment, I don't even like to use the word. I don't use it here in the shop. I don't use it when I talk to customers. Investment, no. Not in the term of investment that brokers or Wall Street would throw at you. When I think about an investment, the only thing that I think that gold and silver and platinum are an investment, it's an investment in security. It's an investment in the fact that you will not wake up and hear that it went bankrupt, Chapter 7, or someone ran off with it. Someone ran off with your bank account or your crypto account or something like that. As long as you have it securely in your paws, you're going to be fine. Let's take a look at the 24-hour chart. Oh my God, look who pops up. I think she's flirting with me, actually. So look who pops up in my 24-hour screen here. This is Kitco's. I watched her, and I'm going to get into some videos. I should do some reaction videos on silver and gold and stuff, YouTube videos. Again, remember, I'm second generation. I've done this since I was a kid, man. I started working for my father in '77. My father's a dealer, precious metal and coin dealer. I mean, I'm going to explain the difference here in a little bit here as well, and that's kind of, about the videos I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. But man, there she is. Isn't that a most lovely lady? Oh my gosh, I'm in love already. She's in precious metals. She's with Kitco. She's Canadian. That's the only downside. I'm just teasing you, my Canadian friends. So, Actually, I am really teasing you because Canadians, for the most part, I think are lovely people. They're just as good as anyone else in the world. They have our good, we all have our bad. But man, you certainly got some lovely precious metal. I'm going to just pop that screen up again. I guess I'd have to do a reaction video with one of hers. I've seen a couple of videos of Kitco that she's done, and the only reason I watch those videos is because of her. I got to admit it. You know, and the one thing too, reaction video here. Let me give you a reaction here. Is most people that have done this most of their life, like I have, to precious metals and rare coins, especially we're talking about precious metals now. You know, I don't come home and watch movies about precious metals on YouTube. I don't. You know, it's like I've said it many times here. For me, coming home and watching YouTube videos on precious metals, coins, and that kind of stuff is like a plumber that comes home and watches plumbing videos, or an electrician. I'm sure they're out there, you know, guys that are still super enthusiastic about their jobs. And I'm still enthusiastic, but really, how many plumbing guys that have been doing it for 40 years, working 8-10 hour days, go home and watch plumbing videos in the evening? I bet you it's a very few that do. The new guys do, trust me. The new guys in any industry are always kind of learning stuff and watching a lot of videos. But us old guys, no, we don't go home and spend our evening watching YouTube videos. But there are a few YouTube videos that I really like, and I want to get into that too. And a few YouTubers that I really like. Two of them I'm going to come into in a moment here and share that with you, whom I like. And that doesn't mean anything. It just, well, anyways. 24-hour spot prices here. Gold kind of doing well. We're seeing just an overall trend upward with the prices of gold in the criminal Crimex markets and the LBMA crooked markets as well. London, there's some crooked bastards right there, holding Venezuela's gold but refusing to let it go because they didn't recognize the election that occurred there. You know, listen, in my opinion, elections worldwide are crooked for the most part. I don't trust any of these bastards, whether it's Venezuela, whether it's EU, whether it's Russia, whether it's in the United States even. I'm sorry, I just got to say it. You know, what's the biggest joke for years and years and years about vote often? You know, vote and vote often. That's a Chicago joke, isn't it? I mean, come on. But anyways, I digress. And it's like markets. Everything's rigged in your life, folks. So once you understand how the game is rigged, once you understand how the people that run the casinos, whether it's the Comex casinos, whether it's government casinos, governments are casinos as well. They're there to extract money from you and cater to the whales, just like these guys do. Wow. There I go. I said I wasn't going to go off on crooked Comex and those things, and I did. Oh my God, I'm going to sound like the last 300 days of video. I said 200 days, but really it's probably been closer to 300 days of videos that I've done here. But again, the criminal markets, they're up in the criminal markets overall. Let's see if they stay up. I think the reason that we're going to see a bull market in gold and silver is because maybe Comex, maybe LBMA, maybe some of these markets finally figured out that, listen, if we have a big default by one of our big whales that have been cheating these guys for years and years and years in silver markets and other markets, that's going to take us down with us. Maybe there is some sense of self-preservation with the criminal Comex markets, the CME group, that they're trying to wind this shit down. They could never admit to it. Remember, Comex, CME group could never, ever, ever, ever admit that their markets have been rigged, that the markets are rigged by their big commercial boys, their big commercial whales. They could never admit that. Why could they never admit that in any way, shape, or form? Is because they would be sued right up the wahoo, the wazoo, whatever you want to call it, the wahoo, that's a fish, the wazoo. They're going to be sued right up the wazoo if they ever admitted to it. Same reason the CFTC could never, ever come out and say, yeah, the gold and silver markets are rigged. You know why? It would confirm their ineptness or their complicity in that as well. But no less, gosh, I didn't want to talk about crooked markets, damn it. And here we go, the biggest crooked market of them all, the silver markets. Today's market's a little sideways and down. Look at this. We were touching that higher $20 mark, and all of a sudden, boom. In the middle of the Crimex markets, banged downwards as well. Was it spoofed? Who the frick sells silver right now? Come on, folks. What fucking idiot out there sells silver? Whether in any way, shape, or form, unless they're just playing some stupid derivative or stupid paper game, who the F would sell silver? you know? And this stuff is supposed to be backed by real physical. Who would sell silver in an inflationary market, in an inflationary time when we know that silver is getting scarcer and scarcer to find out there? You know who would do it? Crooked criminals, spoofers, but that you couldn't prove that they were spoofers, because look how long it's taken just to prove that JPM rigged these fucking markets for years. All right, I'm getting out of there. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. All right, I'm in my video here. I like this guy. I don't watch a lot of videos. Like I said, it's like a plumber coming home and watching, you know, I've been doing this since 1977. It's like a plumber coming home and watching plumbing videos. And it's not that I don't think there's a lot of great YouTube people out there. And a lot of, what I love about the silver community and YouTube and the gold community is that they're all kind of unified in some way. You know what I mean? They're all, you know, we're all kind of pushing for a market that's been held down for so long. That's silver and the gold market. We're all doing it, whether it's this guy Silver Seeker and other people I want to talk about, whether it's oh man, Rick Rule, is that one of the guys out there, I think, or is it Andy Scheckman? All these guys out there, you know, we're all out here discussing that we believe that these markets are genuinely cheap. You know, how if all these guys think they're manipulated or not, I don't know. But again, I trust the guy that's the smartest in the silver market, which is Ted Butler, and I trust GATA.org, which talks about the manipulation of the gold markets. I trust these guys. This is why I talk about manipulation all the time. And again, I digress again. And Silver Seeker right here, interesting guy. I've seen a few of his videos because they pop in my feed here, and of course it gets my curiosity. You know, titles: silver dealer and coin shops cold calls. He got my attention, I got to admit, for a guy that doesn't watch these videos. And again, I've seen a few of his videos. He's a well-spoken man. I think he's got a generally good, you know, he's interested in doing the right thing with people. You know what I'm saying? So he calls shops. I like to call local coin shops and silver bullion dealers all the U.S. to see what their silver price is. Why do they pay for silver coins and silver rounds? What do they sell things like silver eagles and 90% junk silver? In this video, I got over some comments in my roasting video where I called around different shops and silver bullion to try and sell my $100 face value bag of 90% quarters. I answer why I do the calls that I do and why I don't reveal the name and location of the shops as well as masking their voice. And he got into this a little bit, and I think that's pretty cool. And the thing is, he masks the voice. He calls different coin shops, and he asks them what they're paying for $100 worth of face value and 90%. And you know, he gets all these different prices, I'm sure. And I'm going to kind of play this here for a little bit. I like his videos, and I think that he's got good intentions out there, and that he's doing the silver people out there good. I think he really is. He's bringing some good stuff to their attention here. But I wanted to add a few of my own comments as an experienced dealer that's been doing this since I was a little kid. And that's a long time, man. I've been doing this, like I said, working for my father part-time at 77 after, you know, again, I digress. I go off on myself here, but I had two jobs. I worked at a sub shop called Lou's Subs and Soups in Boca Raton, and then I also worked at my father's coin shop half the day. Don't ask me why I took the second job for doing something different, but you know, working for your family, you know how it is. I got a lot of experience in this business, and I wanted to share a few things that I was thinking about that when I heard this video. I'm going to play that in a moment here. And again, I like this guy. He calls around, and more or less his whole thing is about, listen, shop around, folks. Go out and find yourself the best price that you can for your silver. And I agree 100%. Go out and find yourself the best price you can. It's really about putting more dollars in your pocket. Of course, you know me. I always say, you know, go to your local dealer. And a lot of times the term local dealer is referred to as local LCS, local coin store. But the problem with that, folks, and I want to get into that in a moment as well, and I'll get into it right now, is that a lot of local coin stores, they're not really bullion dealers. You know what I'm saying? The coin industry kind of has a tight relationship with bullion, and it has since the 1970s, where a lot of, you know, 70s and 80s, a lot of coin dealers that had coin shops were bullion dealers as well, and they were very familiar with Krugerrands and all these different products. But the coin industry kind of split off after the 80s a little bit. A lot of people became more specialists in coins. Coin shops were opening. There were hobbyist shops that dealt with the hobby of coin collecting, and then there were bullion shops, and then there were still kind of maintained the coin and bullion stores. All right, but there is a difference. You know, if you find a good local coin store, he may have a lot of coins in there, but he may not be fully set up to do bullion. And bullion is very, very expensive to do. And I'm explaining it from my standpoint. The problem with bullion today, especially today, in finding a good coin and bullion store, a combination of the two, is that coins are very expensive to stock, number one. The profit margin is always much higher in coins. Usually I say profit margins in coins can be anywhere from a low, a maximum low, a low of 5%, and I think as high as 25%, which is a fair profit in rare coins. Don't forget that a lot of, and I'll get to the video here of this guy here, and again, he does a great video here, and he talks about some cool stuff. Don't mean to keep that up on the screen there, but I'll get to that in a moment. But the coin market has a higher profit margin, and deservedly so, because you could sit on a coin for 6 months to a year. So if you spend $100 for a coin, and you're going to get $125 for it, you could sit there for a long time. So think about that. That is not excessive profit. If you're sitting with an item like a rare coin for a year or 6 months, and you're making 25%, and you bought it for 100, you're making $125. Man, I don't think that's a great deal. But given today's environment where we're negative interest rates, it's not a bad deal. Okay, but 25% profits, and there are rare coin profits that are even higher than that. There are certain things that I won't even touch in rare coins. What is that, for example? Wheat bags, bags of wheat pennies. Where you're paying 2 cents each for them, and you're getting, if you're lucky, 4 cents. You're getting double face value. Hold on, or something like that. Profit margins, things that are hard to sell, heavy to ship, proof sets. I'm sharing some coin stuff with you guys as well. Proof sets, for example, they may sell for a proof set may sell for $8, $10 or something like that, but you got to ship it, you got to handle it, you got to find the buyer for it. And most of the buyers out there that I deal with are wholesalers and stuff, but selling it at retail, it might have sold for retail on $10, and your local dealer offered you $3 for that proof set. But think about this: I wouldn't even touch a proof set for $3 if you told me you could get $10 on eBay. Fine, get $10. That's great, because if you think about it, buying a set for $3 and putting it up on eBay for $10, and you made $7. That's a great percentage. You thought it was a great percentage until you figured what your time is worth. You spent 3 hours selling that $10 proof set, tripling your money. Tripling your money is a crime, folks, except when it just cost you a lot of money. So I'm trying to bring some perspective here, and I kind of drifted off sideways into rare coins. What I really wanted to say is that local coin stores and coin stores, local coin stores that do bullion, and bullion places which are rare as hen's teeth, strictly bullion places are very hard to find. And the reason that strict bullion places that only do bullion and no coins is hard to find is because the market is cyclical. They come and they go. It's like your cash for gold guys. They come and they go. So a lot of the best places that you can buy bullion from do combine rare coins, but they call themselves coin and bullion places. Look at my business, Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals, one of my businesses. We've combined the two, and we do both very well. But again, some local coin guys, some local coin stores out there just are not set up to do bullion. So if they're making, if they're buying your 90% at 10 times face, 12 times face, that's why, folks. It's not what they really do. And let me play this guy's video before I just ramble on and on. And I thought this was interesting. I want to explain this particular situation here.
Spent between $100 and $200, and while I was browsing, he bought a couple of silver quarters and some dimes from somebody, paid 10 times face. Wow.
Now he's talking about, I kind of cut into the video late, he's talking about a gentleman, one of his commenters was in a local coin and silver store, and the guy bought a couple quarters from another guy, and the guy goes in there. The guy goes in to buy coins from this local dealer all the time. He's sitting there waiting, and he's watching the dealer buy coins from another dealer. All right. So here, let me go back on that real quick here, because I kind of got ahead of myself here. And here, let's go back a few. I like this guy's video. He brings up some really good stuff.
Weekly, and spent between $100 and $200. And while I was browsing, he bought a couple of silver quarters and some dimes from somebody, paid 10 times face. Wow. And this was mid-March, so silver was still around, 23, 24? That is way below melt, right? He says, I put $8.50 in the counter. While he was adding up the price, I asked how much for the silver he just bought. He wanted 24 times. I realized businesses need to make a profit.
Okay. What is the key thing here is that I think that they miss is that the commenter that presented to this YouTuber right here, the commenter said that a couple quarters and a couple dimes, and the dealer paid 10 times face. All right, let's do some math here, folks. 10 times face on $1 worth of silver, all right, is what? $10, okay? So the dealer was paying, and again, local coin store. Was this a bullion dealer and a guy that was set up to do bullion and work on those kind of margins that bullion dealers like myself and other bullion dealers? Maybe not. Maybe the guy was just a local coin store, as a lot of them are, that kind of do a little bit of bullion. All right. So the local dealer bought that for $10. And this is kind of an extreme side because 10 times face is pretty low. I don't think I've heard too many people paying 10 times face. 12 times face, is that unreasonable? Not too far unreasonable in such a small quantity that he's talking about, that the commenter is talking about. But say there's $1 face value. So this dealer that paid 10 times face paid $10 for it, okay? And he sold it to the customer that was waiting, that was a commenter that was kind of complaining about this profit for $24. Well, what is that? That's a $14 profit, all right? And again, a lot of these local dealers, they don't get many people in their store, so you're going to say that a $14 profit on a $1 deal, that might have taken 15 or 20 minutes to do. You know, when it comes to small quantities in silver, especially in 90% in small quantities, and again, I didn't go through the whole video and see to see if Silver Seeker had talked about that, but I kind of think that that's unfair to say that the guy paid 10 or maybe even $12 or 12 times face for such a small amount of silver. It just, for us, we'd have to pay 12 or 14 times face for a dollar's worth of silver because really, the cost of running these operations is really huge. And I think that one of the things that this gentleman does, Silver Seeker, is he calls and he asks dealers to price their $100 face value. I think a better thing to do would ask them to price $1,000 because really, dealers on smaller quantities, even the large dealers that buy from other dealers, the large dealers we're on the CCE network, but the larger dealers out there that buy from other dealers and post bids out there for 90% silver, even they discount other dealers for less than bag quantities. So, on a $100 face value, and I think he says up here, weight 12 times for silver. So if you're getting $100, if you're selling $100 face value and a dealer's offering you 1,200, currently, what is that stuff worth right now? I think it's worth about $5 over a face. I'm going to do the math here. 20.3 plus, oh my gosh, it's got to be around $5 plus premium right now times 715, 18 times. The current dealer buy price is probably 18 times plus. So really, if someone's paying 12 times face on $100 face value, that's $1,200. They're getting $1,800, $600. Boy, that's quite an excessive profit. I'd have to agree with Silver Seeker. That's like too much. No one should be quoting 12 times. Again, unless they're not set up to do bullion, like some local coin stores aren't just set up to do that. You know what I'm saying? And profit's not a dirty word, and this is why I myself think that everyone should shop around for a good price. I advertise to beat a bunch of different guys, and Silver Seekers are kind of advising the same thing, that you shop around for a price. But what I kind of disagreed with is like a dollar face value.
But to pay 10 times, then less than 5 minutes later sell it to a good customer for 24 times when the going rate was 22 was to me a disappointment.
I think the addition with that, and why really Silver Seeker shouldn't be disappointed, you're talking about a dollar face value. Again, if you brought a dollar face value into some of the largest bullion dealers in the country, they wouldn't even buy it, number one. They wouldn't even touch it. And if you even tried to ask them to get close to the market value for that, they couldn't do it without losing a ton of money. I think that I've got a cost per hour operating here. That's a thing that a lot of collectors and a lot of people out there don't understand, is the cost per hour, what it costs per hour to operate coin and bullion shops. It's very expensive. Again, that's why you don't see many bullion shops only, because they'd have to really crack up the, I'm not sure that APMEX, JM, and SD Bullion even have a retail outlet that you could walk into. They're online operations that deal in offices. They're very slim and mean. So to compete on a brick and mortar level is very, very difficult. I just kind of wanted to bring that up. And again, a dollar face value of silver, to walk into a shop with a dollar face value silver and be insulted because they offered you $10 or $12 when they're getting $24, I just don't see that as being excessively greedy, because it costs me, and I'm not complaining and I'm not bitching about it, but it costs me probably $5 or $10 just to talk to a customer here. And again, that's something that unless you run an operation and you've done crunch the numbers, you don't realize how much it costs to run a shop. You don't realize how much it costs per hour to run a shop. But trust me, people that have been in the business a long time, like myself, I know how much it costs to run the shop per hour. We know what we need to make per hour. And to bring in, to bag someone because they, again, it wasn't me, the dealer, that offered 10 times face. So I'm not bitching about that. I thought that was a little bit cheap. But again, did he go to a local coin store that really is not set up to do that? And the guy just, was going to make 12, 14. The guy was going to make $14 on that guy. Think about that. That coin person he's talking about right now, from the commenter that sold $1 worth of coin, that coin guy is going to make $14. Is he really $14? It's expensive just to even talk to people for $14. Now, when Silver Seeker starts talking about you getting into quantities like $100, you get into quantities like $1,000 face value, offering 10 and 12 times face, yeah, that's 10. I mean, that's just obscenely cheap, and that's taking advantage of people. But on $1 face value, offering 10 or 12 times face, I don't think that's taking advantage of someone. A lot of people, you can't even pay for their employees to talk to someone for that price. Not dissing people that deal in small quantities. Let's see here. Let's just move along.
He shouldn't have paid 10, much less that if the going rate was 22, he was charging 24. He was overcharging a little bit. But I'm more interested in the.
And Silver Seeker says it right, overcharging a little bit. But really, if Silver Seeker thought about it, to spend an hour with the guy and you made $14, or spend a half hour pricing this guy's 90%, even 20 minutes you made $14. It's not a lot of money, Silver Seeker, given the expenses it costs to run these stores. And again, was it a local coin store that's not set up to do bullion really fully, but they do a little bit of it? There's a big difference between them and guys that are, coin and bullion operations. And when I say bullion operations, they've got stock. They can give you really slim margins like we do. But I don't want to turn this into about me at all, and about what we sell here and our prices. By the way, I like Silver Seeker. He's one of the guys out there I think has a really good vibe. Don't watch a lot of his videos. Seen a few of them pop up, but this one kind of caught my attention. And for some reason, I just, what are coin shops paying for 90%? It caught my attention. It really did. Thanks for the video, Silver Seeker, if you happen to watch his. If not, cool video, guys. Speaking of one of my favorite video people out there, it's T, the Silver Stacker. He came and did a interview with me, and I like his interviews with other coin dealers, and of course I would like that. Caters to my ego a little bit, perhaps. But and it's nice to see other coin dealers being interviewed, and he's got a lot of great interviews with coin dealers up in his area, and to places he visited as well, like when he visited me here in Florida. But I like T-Stacker, got a really good vibe, and he's talking about terrible misunderstanding. I was curious, well, how could you terribly misunderstand this guy, T-Stacker? He's so polite, he's so front and forward and a good guy. But apparently he's talking about, in the comment section down here below, you get a lot of scammers that mention things, and I guess one of the scammers mentioned that they had won a raffle or something that T-Stacker put together. But anyways, here's a guy that I like to watch occasionally here, just because, man, it's just refreshing to see someone with good vibes that interviews good dealers. And
we can report them to YouTube, but it's like bad weeds in your backyard. They just keep popping up. So,
and this is true. I see it all the time in my comment section, the crypto scam ads, the scammer ads for, well, the sexual favor stuff, I guess, videos, whatever. Yeah, they keep popping up everywhere, and it's kind of an interesting video.
It's almost become a full-time job to go behind and delete all those. So if any of you YouTube content creators know a better way to get rid of those,
diddle that. Not going to make you watch that stupid ad. Sorry about that, T-Stacker. But again, T-Stacker, one of my favorite guys out there, and I got to admit, Silver Seeker, puts out some good videos as well. Just wanted to comment on that little segment that I saw. I wanted to, give my feelings on.
If you don't
buying
have
$1 worth of
$5,000
silver.
in your account, then
Oh,
you can
gosh.
skip this ad.
I'm going to skip that ad. So, hey, I'm hungry, man. I got to start doing these morning videos after I have breakfast because I haven't eaten dinner or anything like that. And man, my videos aren't as long as when I'm hungry. You notice that? And I just love making long videos. So, gata.org. Not going to read anything here. Big commercial silver short stand Pat. Ooh, I should probably read that. And we'll get to that tomorrow, perhaps in tomorrow's video. By the way, I'm sure you've read it already if you're one of my subscribers out there, because what do I always say, gata.org, if you want to know how markets are manipulated and who the players are and who the crooks are in the gold markets, gata.org does a great job explaining that. When it comes to silver, you know me, Ted Butler is the guy to go to. Trump says, oh boy, I guess I said that word. My video is going to get stomped down to not being seen. Can't argue with it, any of this stuff. That's just classic right there. Love to see that stuff. And oh my gosh. Let me get out of here because I want to talk about yesterday's video, which is Silver is Back. I didn't do that title, but you know what? It seems that way, doesn't it? It seems like silver's kind of come back here. I don't think we're going to see sub 20, but again, I said that before. Could be wrong. Never underestimate these crooks. Joey, what's up? And Silverline says, hoping about talking the inflation bill. It's bullshit. That's all I'm going to talk about. Bullshit. It's just bullshit. That's what the inflation bill is. We know that already. Silverliner, not much to talk about there except bullshit. Clayton says, I called my local coin store and checked the big online as SD bullion has Vocambia at 268 over spot. I'm sure that's for their quantity deals. I think I was looking the other day and they were a little over $3 over spot, but again, for less than 20 or something like that. When I see value, I buy. You are the man, Clayton. Keep buying. I'd love to have you buy from your local coin store, but if they can't compete at that level, listen, if they were at $3 over, hey, yeah, it's worth going over there. 3 or a little bit more maybe. Maybe it's worth going over there, but if they were substantially more at your local dealer, then you got to find another local dealer. At least find one that can match those prices like we can here in South Florida at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. Thanks, Ginger Mon. Pretty cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Gotta love it. A trip from Georgia. Yeah, we had one of our viewers from Georgia. Man, drove down here to buy some silver from us. I was just freaking honored by that and stoked actually as well. Stoked for you surfers out there. I am a surfer as well. That's a word we use, and probably you old skateboarders too. Stoked. But yeah, I was honored to have this person drive down from Georgia and buy some silver from us. It was really cool. You know, I felt a little bad because I just feel like, man, there should be somewhere up where they can get it up there. You know, maybe I'll get Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals around to being able to do some online sales. But meanwhile, thank you very much. Appreciate that, Escar. Hope to see you down here sometimes as well. Roger Darnell says, my 2 grandsons, Logan and Lincoln, thought when you mentioned my name, it was awesome. Here's a double awesome for you. Roger Darnell Sr. Double awesome. And they want to know about Proof Silver Eagles from Mint. To hold on to them or sell for more silver. Proof Silver Eagles from the Mint. I don't know. I think that maybe selling them and getting more silver Eagles, because Proof Silver Eagles has got to be what, in that $70 range right now, 65 to 75 bucks, and you can buy how many ounces of silver with that? 2, 4, 3 ounces of silver. Yeah, I'd convert Proof Silver Eagles over into generics. I would, or if you had enough of them into kilos, I think that would be an extremely smart move. Actually, thanks for commenting, Roger. Appreciate that. Yeah, no problem. Strength of the dollar is not related to purchasing power. Strength of dollar index is not related to purchasing. Yeah, it is related to. Hold on a second. Boy, it's confusing. I'll think about it tomorrow, James. Thanks. Mike P., I enjoyed you watching. Thank you, sir. Confused. I'm always confused. Joe, what's up? Ray Finkel says, all I can think of is Ralph Wiggum from Simpsons saying, in a recession, markets go up. Yeah. Well, it sounds like, anyways. 100% can't argue with that. Must be important to YouTube. You know, sometimes when you first watch these videos, if you get them when they go up real quick, the audio is down on them. I thought that once before, but I listened to the video. It's working fine, Pumpkin Patch. Thanks for watching. Zipper Fix, what's up? Drew, I don't get too excited, do I really? Michael Matthews, be a coffee morning one morning here. Bull, John, how are you? Thanks for watching. And buying silver is a waste of time. Oh man, I had to make a snarky comment. I said dumbass says what? LOL. You know what? I'm going to delete that. That was just a morning. I didn't have my coffee and I saw it. I said, come on, well, that's just a dumbass statement. But meanwhile, you know what? I'm not going to diss a guy on a dumbass statement. I'm going to delete that right in front of you. I agree, though, Chuck. Not a smart comment. Buying silver is a waste of time. Sorry, Coquetico. 999. It's funny you would use that, too. You must be a gold guy. Hey, that's it, folks. This is Brian Kuzma with Commercial Rare Coins, asking you to think for yourself and to question authority. And in order to do that, question what you think you know, because it may not be correct. Your narrative may be something painted in your mind by someone else, your parents, your school, your media, whatever it is over the years. Until you question what you think you know, and how do you question that? You research, and you research. And sometimes you find out what you thought you knew is not always necessarily true. And until you really question your own narrative, your own opinions, and your own self, it's hard to question others. And when you get to that point, I encourage you, think for yourself, always question authority. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzma with Concierge Bullion Services. Of course, Concierge Bullion Services, we do sell over the phone. We do not online sales, but this is a personalized service for people that are buying over 2,500 ounces of silver and over 100 ounces of gold. Give us a call anytime at Concierge Bullion Services. Of course, if you live in South Florida, you can do the same thing at Commercial Rare Coins and come in and do it as well. But 954-302-2046. We are able to ship and do large deals, again, in the 2,500 ounce plus level and the 100 ounce plus gold level and larger. If you live in South Florida and you're interested in buying gold and silver, precious metals, we are the place to come to. We will beat APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion on their prices for more popular products. And again, that includes quantity as well. So I think that's it really, folks. I'm going to call it a night. I'm hungry, and I said that 3 times already. You can tell how hungry I am. And that's it. Hey, thanks for watching. Have yourself a great evening, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Good night now.